I flew here from Orange County. My name is Tyler Maxwell. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Manhattan Beach, California, and I played in the WHL for 4 years, from ages 16 to 20. At the age of 15, I was listed with the Kamloops Blazers. At the time, I had not made any plans to play major junior hockey. My goal was to play NCAA college hockey and was already being recruited by major Division I programs all across the country. My decision to play college and to not give up my eligibility to ever be able to play in college was a decision I made after the Everett Silvertips came calling my parents when I was 16. I was flown up from LA with my dad to meet with the GM and coaching staff, tour the facilities, and hear the pitch from them to come to Everett, Washington, and play in the WHL. It was a very convincing presentation. I was told it was the fastest route to the NHL. I was told that the players were treated in the highest regard and were also informed about the so-called WHL education package that would be available to me after I stopped playing, and only if I do not sign a pro contract. If I could have this available to me. And this would cover $12,900 to cover 4 years of education at a university that had to be selected in a city of my choice, which was Los Angeles. In my case, I selected UCLA. It turns out at UCLA, $12,000 barely covers one semester. While visiting Everett, I was totally impressed and thrilled with the first-class state-of-the-art facilities, the town, and the hockey program that they had offered. After much consideration and discussions with my family and coaches, and many conversations with top D1 coaches that were pressing me to not go the major junior route, I decided to sign with the WHL. No tryout required. They were very, very interested in me playing for them. I thought I had made the right decision. I arrived in Everett for training camp in August 2008 at 17 years old. My first experience away from home, away from family, living with strangers. Immediately I had success, scoring regularly and earning a spot on the top line as a rookie. Taking abuse from coaches and veteran players aside, I had thick skin and persevered. I was also being paid little to nothing for travel to and from games, booster events, photo shoots, radio, TV interviews, school visits, 2-hour practices, mandatory dryland training, mandatory video sessions, running on fumes because we couldn't afford to eat. If we did eat, it was because our parents sent us money, or we finally caved in and ate what our house family was provided for the team. Low-quality ingredients that a high-level athlete shouldn't ingest. There was no limit on how long they could keep you at the rink, and did not provide food for us, only water, protein powder, and Gatorade. When I was 17, I broke my kneecap blocking a 100-mile-an-hour shot from Brent Regner, Vancouver Giants defenseman, Dallas Stars NHL draft pick during a 7-1 loss. I took a shot from a professional player. Rumor among players was that he was getting paid under the table from the WHL, along with his NHL signing bonus from a team who was given Apple laptops to every player if they won a playoff round. Playing in the Pacific Coliseum, a professional arena in front of 17,000 people, plus 50 NHL scouts that filled the arena every night. Of course, I sacrificed my body for the team, for my opportunity to play in the NHL. The WHL is a feeder farm to the NHL. I signed 3 NHL contracts, and each time I was cut by the NHL GM, I was sent back down to the WHL. It is not an amateur league. We should be compensated. After my patella cracked, my team trainer forced me to squat and do explosive exercises in the locker room while I was agonizing in pain. He said I was fine and stopped being a pejorative term for female body parts. To get back out there. This is when we were losing 7-1 in the third period. The team refused to provide x-rays to me following the incident. They made me play on it for 7 games. I was still scoring, so they didn't care what shape I was in. I demanded x-rays by screaming at the coach during practice and getting off the ice early. They finally took me to the doctor and the x-ray showed a crack. The doctor couldn't believe I was skating on it. I still have 2 pins in my knee from surgery today. Still hurts to walk up and down stairs or squat or skate. I had to retire because of my knee and numerous other injuries from the WHL. I have 2 kids to chase around and a hockey camp to run. They rushed me back to playing after 4 weeks in little therapy so I could play in the playoffs. My knee still kills me to this day. I toughed it out for the team and ended up setting playoff records my rookie year. They wanted me back in the lineup to help them win their playoff round and sell tickets. People bought my jerseys, bobbleheads, autographed photos of me in our team store. 2 months ago, I had to buy my son a jersey for $150 with my own name on it with no discount. This was not amateur. 8,000 people on average in the crowd, away teams, fans taunting and verbally abusing you at the top of their lungs. They've been in a video game, EA Sports, NHL, since 2011. That's not amateur. In 2012, when Everett finally traded me after I broke the scoring record, my new team, the Edmonton Oil Kings, won the league championship against Portland. I played against the Winterhawk team countless times. During the days when the Hawks had a losing record, all the way until they turned it around and became a powerhouse, when they brought in my former LA Kings NHL coach, Mike Johnston, who was suspended a year, but the team still dominated because of what he built with paying players big money to come. This is not amateur. They trick 16, 17-year-olds into signing contracts with fine print and stipulations. Tell them not to use an agent or a lawyer, because, in closing, I would just say that my 4 years in the WHL seemed like a rewarding, positive experience, and I did have some amazing experience and formed some really great relationships that I will never forget and always hold dear to my heart. However, the expectations put on young teenage players that are told that they are not amateurs but expected to perform like professionals, but in the end are really just amateurs, being given a very small stipend, giving up the ability to ever obtain a 4-year education and play at the highest collegiate level, considering all the stress and abuse and verbal and otherwise, in my opinion, is extremely unfair. It's a travesty for those who may never have the opportunity to play after the age of 21. Thank you for listening and allowing me to speak today.
Thank you. You did a good job. Have you testified before?
No.
Yeah, I know it's very stressful to come here, and here we all are up here, and so I know it can be hard. So I really appreciate you, especially making the trip and flying here to do that. It really means a lot to us, so thank you for doing that. Senator Canuck, did you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Tyler, many people have mentioned the stipend. Can you tell us what it was when you were playing?
It depended on how old you were. If you're 16, you made, I think, $80 a week. If you had, if you were 17, you made $90 a week, or maybe it was even every 2 weeks, and you were still expected to go to these team events and pay for your own gas and everything else. So, I mean, we were getting paid to play. We were getting a paycheck.
And then was there a travel stipend beyond that stipend?
When you're on the road, they took care of meals and gave you snacks, but the quality of the meals, like I said, I was calling my parents and having them put money in my account so I can go get a good, it was the same thing every single time, and it was just low quality. And they would there's no limit of how long they could keep us at the rink.
Mm-hmm.
We would get home and have to go straight to school.
Mm-hmm.
And at school, you could say, or the teachers would say, score 2 goals and I'll give you an A, or give me a signed puck and I'll give you an A. I got Scholastic Player of the Year. I took 3 courses my senior year.
Okay, that's terrible. All right, thank you for sharing that. That was in California. Where was that?
Everett, Washington.
Everett, Washington. Okay. All right. Thank you.